So it's not yet Christmas, but more than 2,600 motorists have already been arrested this festive season. Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula released the latest preliminary statistics a little earlier. He's also raised an alarm over the massive spike in deadly crashes. ENCA senior reporter Siphamandla Goge is covering that story for us and joins us now for more. So, Sipa, how do the statistics look like this festive season? I've just mentioned that we haven't even reached Christmas weekend yet, and already there's quite a bit of carnage.
Indeed, according to Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula, if I were to quote him, these statistics paint a grim picture, and that tells you that things are not looking good at all. But it's not surprising in South Africa during this period rather of the festive season. We are used to these accidents on the roads, claiming many lives. It's not something that should be accepted. It talks to the issue of human behavior or driver behavior, but also not only about drivers. You know, we are talking about pedestrians here, and most of the people who have been victims of these crashes, I can tell you that according to statistics, you are looking at passengers which are 35%, followed by pedestrians at 34%. And then there are motorcyclists at 1%. Those are the people who have lost their lives due to road accidents in the country. And questions were put to the Minister of Transport to say, year in and year out, we report about these statistics, but nothing appears to be changing in terms of the numbers going down. And these are the statistics that were released by Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula. Let's take a listen to him painting that very disturbing picture about the accidents so far.
Statistics reveal that people who died in our roads this year were passengers at 35%, followed by pedestrian at 34%, drivers at 26% and motorcyclists at 1%, and bicycle drivers at 1%. The vehicle types that had the most contribution to fatal crashes were minibuses, light delivery vehicles and trucks. Most fatal crashes happened during the early hours of the morning and early evening. Most crashes occur between Friday and Sunday. Year on year, the number of fatalities has marginally declined by 3.1% from 848 in 2020 to 822 this year. We are seriously concerned about the high number of major crashes where 5 or more people perish in a single incident. We have seen a 142% spike in crashes with multiple fatalities, resulting in 17 such crashes so far this year compared to 7 over the same period. The number of fatalities from major crashes also increased from 34 last year to 111 this year.
Of course, Sipa, there's always a reason that people behave the way that they do on the roads. So what are some of the reasons that motorists are not adhering to the rules of the roads?
It's a number of factors, really. There is no one single factor that has been pointed out or that these can be attributed to, except to say that Transport Minister Fikile Mbalula cites the issue of human behavior here. We are talking about the attitude of drivers, the attitude of pedestrians, the attitude of passengers in some instances. So all those factors, coupled with some vehicles that are unroadworthy and also vehicles that have got, expired license, these drivers who've got expired driving licenses. Fikile Mbalula saying if you look at the trend, most of the accidents happen between 12 midnight and 3 a.m. and according to their analysis, it points to the fact that some people could be avoiding law enforcement authorities on the road during that particular time, either because they are driving vehicles that are not roadworthy or they do not possess driver's license required to drive on the South African roads. But it's a number of factors that contribute to that. As a result, Fikile Mbalula says a number of vehicles have been impounded because they were not suitable to be on the road. Let's take a listen to him.
A total of 1,561 vehicles were discontinued, 1,820 impounded, 2,639 drivers were arrested for various offenses, ranging from drunken driving to excessive speeding and operating vehicles without a driving license. The West Speedstar was caught on the N1 Mokopane, where he clocked 225 kilometers an hour in a 120-kilometer zone. The West drunk driver was caught on the N2 north at Venkelspruit in KwaZulu-Natal with a breath alcohol reading of 1.95 mg per 1,000 ml of breath.
Siphamandla, obviously one of the big issues that we've been dealing with for the better part of this year is the issue around the backlog of driver's license disc. What does the minister say about this, and when is it going to be addressed?
Well, based on what he said, there is no clear indication as to when that will be addressed, except to confirm again and to reiterate that indeed that backlog still exists. If my memory serves me well, we are in the region of about 380,000 in terms of the backlog that is there. Those are the numbers that were outlined by the Department of Transport today. But it seems as if the department is working hard to try and move away from the current mode and format of driver's licenses in South Africa. According to Fikile Mbalula, very soon there will be what he calls a new regime of driver's license cards in the country. What has caused this backlog, according to him, is that the machine that is used to produce these driver's license cards is faulty. It is from Germany. It's been sent to repairs or for repairs, and there is no indication as to when it will come back. So for now, that backlog will exist. But Fikile Mbalula says once all policy proposals and processes have been taken into account, once everything has been to the cabinet, then a decision will be taken to phase out the current format of driver's license in the country. In other words, there will be a new system of driver's license cards in South Africa. Let's take a listen to Fikile Mbalula.
You will recall that during COVID, we gave a grace period almost twice for cars, disc renewal. And then we did explain to motorists that the only thing we are dealing with between now, that last year, and March next year, in terms of extension, is the driver's license backlog in the country, not the vehicles. And we have always urged people to go and renew their vehicle discs, and they are not doing that. From last night and even this morning, you still have got a lot of vehicles. You have seen the total number of vehicles impounded. There are many. And that mission is going to continue, because we urge all motorists to go and renew their discs, vehicle discs, and that is important for them to actually do that, or otherwise they are going to face the consequence.
Senior reporter there, Siphamandla Goge, giving us some insights into the statistics that were released by the Minister of Transport, Fikile Mbalula, today. Very worrying, the behavior on our roads currently.